Welcome to another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. I'm Steve Gamache, and what we have this time is the Konosuke Swedish Stainless, or SS, Yo, our Western handled Gyuto 270mm knife. So this knife is monosteel construction, so it's one hunk of steel that's ground and shaped to size and specifications. The core steel is Swedish full stainless steel at a heat treat. It's not really specified, but I'm going to kind of make an educated guess that it's probably around 60, 61 Rockwell. The steel is fine-grained, easy to sharpen, holds a really nice edge, and will hold an edge a reasonable amount of time as compared to the other conventional stainless steels. The weight and dimensions on these should be pretty close to one another from knife to knife. This one's 222 grams, or about 7.8 ounces. The edge length is about 273 millimeters, or 10.75 inches. From the tip all the way down to the back of the heel, the chin. Overall length, right about 400 millimeters, or 15 3/4 inches. These are fairly thin knives, so the thickest part's coming out of the bolster here, about 3-ish millimeters thick, and then it shrinks down to about halfway down. I measured it, it was about 1.75 millimeters thick, and then starts to kind of have this continuous taper. It doesn't lose a ton, but then you'll get a little thinner towards the tip. So it gets fairly thin towards the very, very tip and should have a nice performing tip. It's fairly tall, as you might guess, for a 270 millimeters, so it's about 51.4 millimeters tall at the back, and that gives you lots and lots and lots of clearance. The handle is kind of your typical black Paca wood, which is a stabilized wood product. It's got a full tang construction, stainless steel rivets. It's got a bolster that is ground and integrated right into the blade. Does not look pinned on to me. Looks like it's ground right into the blade. So integrated bolster. And it's a fairly stiff knife given the length. It's got a little bit of flex towards the front, but fairly stiff. Out of the box edge, I'd say, was a good solid 6 out of 10. So it is a nice out of the box edge on it. Nice fit and finish. Here's your kind of general beauty shot of the blade. So if you look, you've got the vertical machining marks on the finish. You've got screened on, etched in kanji on the right side of the blade as you would be holding it. The left side of the blade is plain. They've done just enough polishing and relieving of the corners of the spine and also the choil where it's quite comfortable right out of the box. As I said, it has a good out of the box edge. I'll give it a 6 out of 10 on my scale. The balance point, despite being, Western handled, the balance point comes forward a little with the longer blade, so there's your balance point on it. I'd say the handle size is kind of medium, just kind of a good standard solid hand filling size. It's not exceptionally big, not small, but it fits the kind of character of a 270 millimeter knife. And so it should fit a variety of hand sizes, maybe not if you've got tiny hands, but it's pretty comfortable. It's not super rounded, but it's kind of a typical handle. Nothing really stands out about it one way or the other. Let's see what else. Cutting edge, let's take a look. One nice thing about a longer knife is you've got a lot of room to work with the profile. You can also utilize sections of the blade. As they get dull, you can move around. So if the back gets dull, you can use the middle or the tip. Or if you use the middle a lot, you can start using the back of the blade to cut those tomatoes, or the tip if you don't use that so much. So you've got a lot of room there to use different parts of the blade and kind of wear the edge a little more evenly if that becomes an issue for you. So there's a lot of advantages of a longer blade. Here is our profile. Camera does not like to focus with no contrast, so trying to get you some here. But here's your profile, kind of a relatively flat area in the back third of the blade, or maybe even a little bit more than that. Kind of comes into a stop, but not an abrupt stop. You've got a gentle belly. The tip comes up a little bit, so you can get pretty high here. One of the cool things about a longer knife also is you don't have to crank the handle way up like you do on, let's say, a 200 millimeter to get a lot of distance to the cutting board at the back. So you can easily cover taller ingredients with these longer knives without a lot of handle pumping on a rock. So, but this should handle quite a variety of techniques pretty darn well. So if you're looking for just a good high quality, especially in a commercial environment type knife for prep, and you want something that's easy to sharpen, all stainless, doesn't stand out too much but performs nicely, So this is a pretty cool option. So this is the Konosuke Swedish Stainless Yo or Western handled Gyuto 270 millimeter knife.